Hello, Fighting Crypto community and everybody else. If this is your first time or you haven't subscribed to be part of this yet, hopefully by the end of this video, you feel like it. Press the like button if you enjoy, but what are we going to enjoy today? Good question. So this was another subscriber-based topic. So comments down below, I read them. At this point, I still read and respond to all of them. At least I think I do. If I ever miss one, comment again, yelling at me for being a POS for not doing it. Well, this is a simple question that came up, and it is probably one of the most common questions, definitely one of the most common questions anyone on YouTube gets from people that are smaller channels to significantly larger than mine is it a good time to buy dot dot dot? And I can't speak for everyone, but I'll speak for myself at least on this one. I hate that question. Yes, I answered it, and I appreciate the question. I just hate the question because I don't know how to answer it, at least in a short text-based way. So I'm going to do a little video on it. I'm going to reiterate the small conversation I had, where I went with it, and I want to delve a little bit more into it because, as simple as a question as is, I think it's an awful question because there's certain things I don't know about what the person wanted to know or what they feel and what they believe. So real quick, if you're new to this channel, what I do here at Fighting Crypto is typically we just discuss and explain the basics of cryptocurrency. The change is what the belief does this mean, or why does tariffs or some AI company called DeepSync from China wreck everything. I like talking about those things because we need to have information to make informative decisions, because otherwise this is gambling. It very much can go that way. I like updating on individual crypto of interest, meaning ones that I'm looking into or subscribers of mine are interested in and just how we can become better investors, because though most of us are going to lose this game of cryptocurrency, most of us are. I want to do well. I'm confident I do well, and I want all of you guys to do as well as you can too. So I learned from you guys. Hopefully, you guys learned something from me. But let's get into this question, really just how to figure out with any crypto, not just the one my father was talking about, is it a good time to buy or not? I really got to remember to ask if I should call you guys out by name, because I don't want to embarrass anyone or any of that stuff. But there was just a quick little question. It was on a video of mine about Foxy, a meme coin, right? Which makes this question even harder for me to answer, to be honest, because memes are even harder to understand where they're going to go and why, because there's really no why for it. But S is now a good time to buy, and even said at the time of this writing, which I thought was good. Kudos to you on emphasizing that point, because I was able to reference it. I got to it a couple hours later, but I'm like, I think so, but it's still in the meme category. So understand the risk versus a large cap utility coin. More thoughtful answer: the price, as I type this right now, is 0.004. This is lower than my entry at 0.007, and that of a lot of large YouTubers that I've heard from. Foxy got to 3 cents, so 0.03, just last year. I'm in the belief it will go a lot further, but even if it only goes back to that all-time high of 0.3, that's almost a 10x from here. If you want a direction to search a little bit, tell them it's owned by the same company that owns MetaMask, Hot Wallet, and Alineo Crypto, and I keep an eye on what they're doing. And I may have said it in that video, but I didn't want to blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that was my answer to this question. Now I'm getting a little bit more, because I do believe that right now, at the time of the writing, which I think the price of Foxy now is about the same at 0.004, I think it is a good time. But that little method I just went through that I typed up for him is how I look to see how am I going to DCA or buy a crypto. Because rarely is there a time like I'm buying that crypto no matter effing what, right? Ondo was kind of in that category for me, but I still didn't buy it right away because I wasn't sure if it was a good time. How did I get there? To give more of a visual for the example that my subscriber asked was, here's Foxy, and this was a recent question, and you can tell because it hasn't been at that point for long. It's dropped down. It's a meme, just like almost every other meme. I actually think every meme that was out at the time, the large ones included like Pepe, Dog with Hat, Doge. They got hit pretty hard when the Trump pump memes came out, right? The Trump coin, Liana, because a lot of people sold their memes to buy that one. It was obvious. You could see it by the charts, by the amount of holders. You could see on the exchanges what was being transferred to what, and it wrecked a lot of coins, some utility for sure, but wrecked a lot of memes because they saw it as a hot new meme, which it was. Just if you got it in the second half of the group, you were too late. Or at this point, anything more than what, $18? But anyway, hope you guys didn't get burned by that one. So Foxy has dropped. It held pretty well on and off. There's a lot of play going on. And then it came down, and it's a little early. It's on the year chart. Okay, so looking at the month chart, it's been steady here for a week. So by the week chart, okay, looks like it's consolidated and stayed to hold. At this point, I'd say, okay, do I think this is a good entry? Really, just because we had a decent dip coming down held. And yes, I'm not going to go into technical analysis too much. I'm not a big fan of that type of TNA. But because there could always be another dip, I understand that. But I know a little bit about Foxy, so it helps me with my background a little bit. It's a mascot, so it's not going to be a rug pull. We know who the owners are, so that alone makes it safe. Big air quotes, safe for me. And based off of what I know about it, and a consolidation point has come down quite a bit. When we look back at where it got the all-time high, because it was this year or in the past year, I say got up here over the 3 cent mark, or right around there we go. We tipped it. So if it got back up to where this was the bulk, was this in April? Okay, April, May, June. So in June, at the end of our first big alt season or pump, as you want to call it, they got up to 3 cents. So not quite 10x from now, but can we call it 9x? Is that just easier? So I don't have to do the full math here. It went down a lot, like all other memes. So if you believe there's going to be another meme season, which I do, I'm not going to put my money on my mouth on this one. I'll be honest. I'm done putting into memes personally, but I think it's a good entry point for it. Let's go with another example quick. One that I am looking at DCAing into, and it's Assembly AI ASM. So pulling up the chart for ASM now, looking at the day, that looks erratic as hell, but that's 24 hours, folks. I like to start looking at the month. Why? It's just personally for me, I like the month chart to start. You got to start somewhere if you're comparing and contrasting. And to me, that's the easiest place because it's long enough period to see trends, make sure there wasn't just a pump and dump or just a random whale or Discord full of a couple thousand people that bought. It gives time for consolidation. And I like starting at the month. So when I look at Assemble AI, ASM, and you're gonna see this pattern. You notice how it looks a lot like the Foxy chart did. Foxy got a little bit more erratic. You're gonna see a lot of crypto around the same time. Actually, ASM held a lot longer than most. You see a lot earlier in January, like that second or third week when Trump came into office, and people over panicked. In my opinion, the market over panicked about things from tariffs, and wasn't a big fan of the Trump coins. So I'll call it the Trump pump coins. In long term, it was probably good for crypto. I wasn't confident short term, and my opinion on that's only grown. But you know what? It's there, it's done, and now we move on from it. So with Assemble AI, ASM is now a good time to buy. So if we're looking at the month chart, again, if you know what ASM is, real quick, it's an AI play. They're partnered with Binance. It's an AI agent that gathers a bunch of intel about cryptocurrency. Literally, just it learns everything about cryptocurrency and then puts it into not just daily articles, but hourly articles, journal entries. It does database storage for it. So, and Finance owns CoinMarketCap, which we're on right now. So Assembly AI is, in theory, I haven't been able to confirm this, but I don't know what else they would do with it, is using it to collect data to keep CoinMarketCap much more up to date, as well as Binance use it on their back end, because realize Binance is an exchange, it's a business. So the more information it has about crypto, the better it can do, which is why one of the many reasons I like ASM or Assembly AI. It's backed by the largest exchange. It's larger than Coinbase. Anyway, so with just that knowing, I think it's a good project. So assuming you think so too, let's move forward with this. It's a good time to buy. And it held up pretty well. Okay, we had the presidential elect bump. Things were going well. It held up again compared to other crypto. It did pretty well, had a drop, and then it kind of came right back up. And then we've got definitely the fear and everything coming in, and now it's appeared to stabilize in this lower 3.5 or so cent range. So things to think about of, is it a good price range? And these get more personal. One is, if I already own it, which in this case I do, where did I buy it before? If I bought it at a penny and I am happy with my bag and I'm just looking to increase something in my portfolio, it probably wouldn't be this one. Because if I bought it at a penny, it's 3.5 times higher than when I first got it. And if I'm happy with my bag, I would probably put the money into something else that I'm not ahead in, that I can bring down my average for. It's closer to my average. If in this case it's about my average, because it's about my average, I'd like to, now it's open for me to jump back into it or let it come a little lower. My thought process right now is when it goes a little bit lower, see 3.2 instead of 3.4. I'm getting picky, but the more money you put into it, those little decimals matter. I'm also not bent on it, but we'll see. Getting antsy, guys. I don't want to wait that much longer for it, because in case it goes up, right? Or in case it goes up sooner than I buy it. But let's take a look back at the chart. Let's go by the year model. So the reason why this looks horrendous, by the way, background is this is when it was launched. A lot of tokens, when they're launched, it looks like this, or it goes up first and then straight down, because they have no idea what it's actually worth until they put it out to the public for the public to decide what it's worth. So we actually found here was a consolidation time back in the end of Q1 of 24. It held well, went down. Hey, summers are almost always right, guys, especially in the micro caps, which you look over 50 million, certainly in that category to me. And it had a nice steady up, and it held for the most part. Someone or a group of someone's, it looks like, kind of pumped this bag up, because I got into it initially, it was around here, I believe. What month was it? Okay, it was back further here. I got into it back around in this time frame. So I'm looking at the chart. So I don't count this as a pump when it first came out. It's all right here. It looks like normal market. Here I'm speculating here. I don't know. But we had this huge jump up. This was in a short period of time. It was around the time that there was news of they pushed the Binance partnership and they partnered up with NS3. It's a news company that, by the way, you can work towards free Assembly AI ASM tokens, by the way. There's an app called NS3. If I remember, I'll put a link below. I have a link in other videos. But it's one question quizzes, every hour, and then you earn points. And at the second half of 2025, we can convert those points into ASM, Assemble AI tokens. So you can get free ASM for taking these one question quizzes that come out every hour. Again, I'll put a link down below. They don't know. I directly reached out to both the app and to Assemble AI. I haven't heard anything yet about, do they have any idea how many points it's going to take to get how many ASM? I'm not expecting to get an answer, but I'm curious. If I get the information, I'll pass it off to you guys. I'm guessing this big pump here was a Discord, just because it came really quick right after the time of news. And the reason why I say I think it was a Discord group is not too many people heard of ASM. There's actually, go ahead and check on YouTube right now. You're not going to find many people. I might be the first face that comes up to it. There's a few technical analysis, TA charts talking about, but not too many people are. My thought. We're early into this coin. It's AI. I like this one a lot. It's got AI in the freaking name, which is dumb as that is. People are going to buy it because of that, because AI is a big narrative that's going to be for this bull run. But anyway, I think it's a good time to buy just based off of the chart, what I know and believe. And then the last thing is, what are your goals? So to know if a crypto is good to buy for you now, it's what are your goals with that crypto? Like if you're looking to 3 to 5x one, how much it pumped or so would matter less than if you're looking for a coin that you want to 25 to 30x. Correct? There couldn't be a pump yet. Like this one could 20x. I'm not counting on it. I think it's going to get to around 70-ish cents. My bearish. So if you've been following me for a little while, I'm giving bearish, realistic, and bullish modes. I think on the low end, very bearish is going to hit 30 cents. Love this one. I'm very confident of a 10x right now. I do think it could get close to that dollar mark, like 70 to 90 cents. So it's what are you looking for and what do you believe? So that's where you do your research first. If you want to buy some, jump in and then research to know how much more do you want to buy. That's fine too. Do as you will. But this is the way I decide what's worthwhile is I need to know a little bit about the crypto first, right? If I don't know anything about it, if I don't know who the owners are, if I don't know the allocation of crypto, I don't know the release schedule, I don't know what their partners are, I don't know when it's a good time, I don't know what the hell it is. And you look to, was there pumps already? In general, in bull runs, there are 2 pumps per crypto. Sometimes there is none, sometimes there might be 4, but generally see 2 large wicks. Usually the second one's a little larger. Like HBAR and XRP had one pretty big wick, and then they flatlined it down a little bit, but they're still up. I'm expecting another pretty big wick. I'm thinking it's going to be March. So what my goal is and what my expectations are is the big things for it. And do I see a trend? Like right now, to me on ASM and Foxy, they both are stabilizing for about a week. How long do you want to wait, right? Like, well, a week's not long enough to get a trend. I could hear your argument on that one, but how long is? If you're waiting for 2 weeks and one of them jump up, then the universe told you waited too long. So you got to make decisions. You got to make moves. You can't make money if you don't make moves. So that's the best answer I got for is it a good time to buy crypto and how to tell. If you appreciate this, you learned something, please comment down below what it was or what you disagree with. I will not abruptly argue with you, I swear, unless you're kind of coming across as an asshole. Then I totally will. But if you have different opinions from me, tell me. I do want to know because it's going to do one of 2 things, right? When you hear an opinion that's opposite of yours and you actually listen to it, it's either going to strengthen your opinion. You're like, you know what? I hear you, but I actually believe this and even more because of X, Y, and Z. Or you change your mind, which is also fine too, because then you're growing. So either way, hope you guys will enjoy it. I'll talk to you again soon.